Good morning. Good morning, my collective. I hope you are doing well. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. My name is Patience. I am your favorite spirit medium host of Spirit News, where we bring you high perspectives of linear views on all major platforms. We're so excited to be here with you this morning. We have another energy connection that we want to get a higher perspective of, get some answers through, get a point of view of Virginia Guiffre. I hope I'm saying her name right. Thank you so much for being here. If you are a new subscriber, thank you so much for being here. Whatever's here is meant for you if you're here. And for all my returning subscribers, thank you so much for all your love and support. We're so grateful to you. We're here developing our spiritual abilities, which here at Spirit News we believe everybody has. Everybody has an electromagnetic field. Everyone is first and foremost a soul first. And I'm a little discombobulated today. We had a loss in the family. My spirit animal, my little doggy Deja, she passed away yesterday, 144. My little chosen one. She was my best friend. My best friend. She was 11. Um, we had to let her go because she had a tumor in her bladder. We found out yesterday. She's been having problems urinating, and we took her and they did an ultrasound, and she's got a big old obstruction and a full bladder, so she wasn't going to continue thriving. So we did what we hope was best. Oh, I love you so much, Judy. So I'm a little distraught. You don't know how you'll react to something or how you'll grieve until, it's actually gone. You feel like you'll be able to handle it, and, you try to prepare yourself, but she'll be missed. But I did a meditation and we were frolicking together in the ethers, and we were hiking and running, and she was doing all the things she used to love to do, and uh, she was giving me lots of love. So I know she's still here in spirit, and it's just the grieving process of letting go for physical form, and that's okay. Hi, Eric. Good morning. I was just saying how I had to put my best friend, my little doggy, down yesterday. Oh, because she had some complications, so excuse me if I'm a little low energy. It hurts. It hurts, but I love her so much, and thank you for your unconditional love, Deja. It was a blast. 333. I love you so much. That's so funny because 333. I actually wrote 333 down for Virginia Guiffre. Oh, thank you, Jason. Yeah, she was my baby. But she was gonna suffer, so we didn't want that. So hopefully what we did was the right thing to do. So we're gonna talk to Virginia Guiffre, and I heard about Virginia Guiffre when the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing came about. Thank you, Jason. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And well, 333, I wrote 333 next to Virginia Giuffre's name when she came to me. And then 333 is just a synchronicity. I wrote 333 and suicide? A question mark? Just a synchronicity that she wants to talk. Oh, that's so weird. That ad just came on for that game with the king where he's trying to prevent things from falling on him. That's interesting. So if you guys don't know who Virginia Giuffre is, she was an accuser of and survivor of SA at the hands of Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, Prince Andrew. She is the one who had a picture standing with Prince Andrew and Ghislaine. She passed recently. She actually passed April 25th, 2025. And that's very weird because that's 555 and it's 222. So it's very interesting. Another synchronicity. Uh, Spirit said when I started tapping into the energy, ritualistic influence. So that's very strange as well. Um, she passed at the age of 41. She was born on August 9th, 1983, and she left a note saying, or she had been quoted as saying, that if she ever passed away, that it wouldn't be suicide. She was an advocate for SA, for abuse. Um, and so now she's passed on. And Virginia Guiffre's dad insists his daughter didn't die by suicide. And so it's very strange the way that she has crossed so suddenly when she's becoming so um, outspoken about what she went through. I mean, she was on the documentary for Jeffrey Epstein, telling her experience and showing her photo evidence of being with these people. And she could have possibly had information that was going to change the tide. And what really stuck out to me about this person and what they went through is before she passed, she was going through a hard time. And what we're finding doing these readings and what Spirit is showing us when it comes to ritualistic abuse and we know Jeffrey Epstein had that mosque or whatever that building was on his island that was exhibiting signs of some kind of ritualistic belief system. We're not 100% sure, but we did do a reading with Jeffrey Epstein, and it did reveal that they were practicing something. Sometimes Spirit doesn't want us to focus so much on the negative parts, but more in the ways that it can affect you. And so sometimes Spirit doesn't give us like super details about things that they feel are not going to bring positive awareness. Okay, so, but they did allude to that. And so one of the things that stood out to me with Virginia Giuffre is that before she passed, when she was becoming this greater advocate. She was getting more attention. She was working harder to advocate for what she went through and victims of what she went through. Um, she started to have problems within her family where she was getting her kids taken away and she was trying to get her kids back. And so what I'm saying is that or what we're learning, and I'm observing this, and you tell me in the comments of if you find this too watching readings or what you're going through, that when you're affected by energy, and that's ultimately what our goal is to understand energy, and that's what Spirit News does on all major platforms. If you want to find more metaphysical, more structured information, you can go to Spirit News. This is where we learn how to read energy with our crossover loved ones. But what happens when you're affected by energy, whether it's being projected to you or whether it's through your own thoughts or whether it's through your inability to control your emotions, however it shows up for you, those things you cannot see will affect your life negatively. And so we're really passionate about bringing awareness to that. And there's something in Virginia's life where she could have been being projected on with it could be someone doing ritualistic practices towards her to get her to be separated from her family, because that's what they'll do. They'll try to isolate you. They'll try to take away, the things that you care the most about. They'll target your reputation. They'll target your life, basically. They'll try to like isolate you. And so that could have been happening to Virginia before she passed, to get her to look like she's someone who would commit, um, who would take her own life. Uh, and she clearly said that she wouldn't do that. She said, if I died, just know that I didn't take my own life. She clearly said that. So she knew that there was a possibility there was something happening to her that was leading up to that. Okay? So we want to get her perspective. So as a spirit medium, what better opportunity to get a crossover loved one's perspective, especially people who we need more answers for. We need more answers. This person went through a lot, and 11:11 on the clock. They went through a lot, and they were brave enough to speak out about it. I mean, someone who's coming out to speak out against such powerful people, don't they have everything to lose. Why, if she were lying, why would she risk that? Why would she risk it? Another facet of this energy manipulation or projection that we want to bring awareness to people for is that energy can affect you. 11:44 on the clock. Energy can affect you if you're a vibrational match to it. And it's very important that we understand this concept because we are first and foremost vibration and frequency and light. And so we're having a human experience. And when you have thoughts that of fear, of low vibrational thoughts that keep you in fear, you will be a match. That's what they want. That's what that kind of energy needs to affect you. But if you can control your thoughts, 1221, I've been seeing that everywhere. But if you can learn and practice and reprogram your mind to focus on more love based thoughts, more joy, more happiness, more gratitude, and not succumb to fear based thinking, you will not be a match. Anything that is happening to you is because, according to spirit, is because you're a direct vibrational match to it. And I know that can be hard to hear because some of us go through some tough things, and it's not for us to live this life to not go through those things. Those things are happen to us to help us refine that ability to choose our thoughts. And the more you choose love when you're in a fear-based experience, that's how you refine and reprogram yourself. So there's something about her being a vibrational match to energy that was being projected towards her because um, she was trying to advocate, or she had some kind of information that would have been very damaging to the powers that she was working against, which are very powerful people. Okay, so I saw this card. We'll get started. So that was like the download I got. Okay, so something like that. Black. That's so funny. She just said black, and I found this black card that was kind of like out of its deck, and I was like, oh, that's weird, because I just put that deck together, and it says, wet your marooned, yeah, wet your okay, okay. Wet your finger, put it in the air, and say, the winds are changing. Who wants to be my daddy? Then wink at your target. And I heard now in my head. So, who wants to be my daddy now? Wet your finger, put it in the air. The winds are changing. Who wants to be my daddy now? It kind of feels like she's saying, you think you had the last laugh, but wait till you see. Wait and see. Who wants to be my daddy now? It's very rebellious. It says the winds are changing. So the thing is that when this group of elite people, who have been um, using, wait and see. I told you. Wait and see. I told you. Come through. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Virginia. So, I told you it's like a you think you're in trouble now, wait and see. And Prince Andrew is trying to regain the royal duties which were cancelled by Queen after disastrous BBC interview. Yeah, that's another thing. That interview, we want to do. I don't know how it would come about, and I'm open to suggestion, spirit, however it wants to unfold. But there clearly he was lying in that interview. The things he was saying was ridiculous, and we want to do some kind of, I don't know how it would show up, but some kind of like commentary video on how to tell when people are lying using your spiritual discernment that we all have. And he's clearly lying about something. Like, obviously, he has a picture with her standing with Ghislaine Maxwell. Like, hello? Like, are we letting our eyes deceive us? I don't know. So, wet your finger, put it in the air, and say the winds are changing. So there's definitely a change in the tide. They did this to try to stop the winds from changing, but you can't stop what's already in motion. And so, oh yeah, he did say he didn't sweat while sweating. Like, I never knew a man who had a sweating problem. All of a sudden, he sweat up until that age where all of a sudden he doesn't know how to sweat or his body. Like, give me a break. Come on. Ugh, exactly. So the winds are still changing. They took somebody's life to try to stop the tides from changing, but it's an energy shift. This isn't just people coming out telling the truth. This is a whole energy shift that's affecting everybody, and this is also the age of Aquarius, which is the age of information. There is nothing, it's the age of truth. You can't hide anymore. That's why we have so many things going on right now of people being energetic representatives of what is being cast out of the shadows. For example, there's the Diddy case, which is a representation of, and we talked about this on Spirit News under the entertainment industry a long time ago, like a year ago, that we told you this was going to happen because Spirit told us that this was going to happen. But Diddy is a representative of the energy of the entertainment industry and what happens in it. And by him, because he was so intermeshed and intertwined within that industry, he will be the representation of how everything gets outed for the whole entertainment industry. And as it continues, we'll continue seeing that. And then and then Karen Reed trial is an energetic representation of the corruption within our judicial system and our police and our people who are supposed to be protecting us. That is the representation of that. And then Brian Koberger, the Idaho 4. These are all three trials going on right now as we speak. They're a representation of our youth and how, um, we're what's the word I want to use? We are not driving our youth into the right direction with all the social media and all of the sex and all of the all the things that don't allow our youth to understand their spirituality and let them grow and be high moral acting people. And that's a representation of that, how we obsess over, Brian Koberger is a representation of disconnecting from your spiritual side, from being completely in your head and you going completely by your carnal nature instead of having self-control and discipline and understanding why you're like that. So these are all representations of energy that's being outed right now. Okay, and the way it connects to Virginia Dufresne is that she is a representation of outing elite systems that are connected to all three of these things going on. Okay, so it's like a circle, you guys. It's like a circle. So they can't change the winds. It's energetic. You can't change what's already set into motion energetically. Okay, they're trying to, but they cannot. So she's like, "Who wants to be my daddy now?" Wink, wink. So very funny. Virginia, thank you so much for being with us. Please tell us more. The winds are changing. You didn't commit. You didn't take your own life. Got it. What else? I like to do my stare cards because they're images. We don't use tarot cards here. We don't use tarot cards. Robin! Hello, Robin. If you would love a reading by the most wonderful Robin, she gives fantastic readings full of love. Please go visit Robin's Realms Readings. Thank you so much for being here. So, we don't do tarot cards here, not because we don't believe in them, but Spirit wants to show you that everything's energy. You can read anything. You can read clouds, you can read tea leaves, you can read axe cuttings, you can read dreams, you can read game cards, because everything is energy here. This is the earth realm. Everything is energy. It's all holographic. If you're not looking at it, it doesn't exist. Okay? If you're not giving it consciousness, it doesn't exist, because that's the way it works here. So we're using our stare cards. Virginia, please give us an image. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Didn't I talk about the elite? We have a castle, we have a carriage. Puss in Boots. Puss in Boots was, I didn't just read it, but recently I had read in my fable book, the classic fairy tale book about Puss in Boots. And he was actually a liar. And he was a liar. He was lying to get his friend who's in the water, who kind of reminds me of Prince Andrew, doesn't it? To get a chance to be with the king's daughter. And so he lied to the king, saying, "Yeah, I'm this boy is this, and this boy is that, and he has his own land, and like all these things that would equate to the royalty or lineage of the king, because the king doesn't want to give his daughter away to someone who doesn't have the same like status as him, you know." So the Puss in Boots would lie for the boy. And look at all these birds. These birds have their head down. And the horses are on their back legs. And this guy is hiding in the water. Huh. And these birds are blue with their heads down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Spirit said 8 not that long ago. And they said this house, which there's a castle right here. So what I'm getting, this Puss in Boots could possibly be Epstein. Epstein's like Puss in Boots. He lies about his affiliations, his status, so he can have some kind of connection to elite people or people of authority or people of royalty. Oh, I see what you're saying. See, the king and queen are trapped in this, Spirit said trapped, are in the carriage, and this Puss in Boots is pointing at them. Oh. So Virginia Dufresne had some kind of information about not only Andrew, but the family, and it could have possibly have been something that was trapping to the royal family, the royal lineage. Which honestly, why are there kings and queens still? Like, why are we still entertaining royal lineages like that? I don't know. It just seems kind of outdated to me. Haunted by failure. Haunted by failure. So they may have taken extremes to put Virginia Guiffre to rest because um, there's people in the circle that these birds are down in their blue, which is communication, that aren't talking, that know that um, she basically knew something about them that would have trapped them, that would have pointed the finger at them for things that they've done, for things that would upset a horse, that would be very upsetting, that would um, create a lot of turmoil, a lot of chaos, that would take them away from their home, that would trap them inside of some kind of cell or prison. They would take them to prison, basically. So they wanted Andrew to lay low, to not be seen, to not be heard, to keep him underwater, to keep him from being out in the public eye, from talking, because he's not a good talker. He can't handle that kind of pressure. This Puss in Boots also has red boots and red gloves on, and he took his hat off. He took his hat off, and he's pointing. I don't know if this Puss in Boots is Virginia Gerain or Epstein, but whoever it is, they're pointing at the royal family saying, um, I got something on you. I got something on you that can trap you, that can take everything away from you. There's also these weird hay bales here, like um, these weird hay bundles. It looks like they're kind of lying on the floor randomly, which is really weird. I'm not really sure what that's supposed to represent. They look wrapped. Something that's, oh, it could be something that's been wrapped up, something that's going to be exposed and tied up in a pretty bow, something bundles, some kind of bundles of information. Okay. All right. What else? Thank you so much. What else? What is this? I don't think I've ever seen this picture before. I don't think I've ever seen this picture before. So this, I kind of want to say, riding on the coattails, information about two people who are making some kind of makeshift way of gliding along, of smooth sailing, riding on the coattails, working together to have some kind of team effort to make something work, to make something go, to something that they thought would never come apart, something that is starting to break down, something that was created through some kind of animal nature or animalistic mindset or some kind of lack mentality. Um, it's so weird because I can't tell where these feet end or begin, or is this person sitting backwards? Bench. Spirit said bench. Oh, I see. Their feet are on the legs. I gotcha. Comfortable seating. comfortable seating. I gotcha. They thought that they were comfortable. They thought that they had everything figured out. They thought that they were cozy and warm and that they had a smooth ride and that everything would be um, easy. But the thing about this picture is that as soon as that bird lets go of the parasail, or if they even crash at all, it's gonna fall apart. This isn't some kind of it's some kind of like makeshift, pretend, false um, sense of security through some kind of something that they made that they thought was going to get them far, that allowed them to be comfortable. But there's something they weren't illuminated to, because I have a lantern here on the butt on the butt of the bird, but it's not lit up. So something shitty that they weren't illuminated to, that they weren't looking at, because nobody's looking at the lamp. They didn't foresee. They couldn't see something that happened in the past that they couldn't see. Something they thought they left behind. Something that they never thought would come back to bite them. Help, my brakes don't work. Help, my brakes don't work.
They own a shop.
They own a shop. They have mold. Yeah, that's so funny. Spirit said mold and there's this weird green stuff behind them, and Spirit said they own a shop. So there's something about some kind of business they have that was built on a moldy foundation, or and mold can be symbolically representative of like a dirty soul, or like a corrupted soul, corrupted thoughts, corrupted mindset, something like that. Because mold can kill you. Oh, and Spirit said black before, black mold. So something that was created with a black heart, something that was created without any love, basically. Help, my brakes don't work. Someone who is going full speed um, into an elephant. Into an elephant. The elephant looks surprised and scared. Yeah, they're about to run into something they can't move out of the way of. There's something they can't change. There's something that is in motion. It's in full speed ahead. There's no stopping it. There's something that has begun too. There's a number 2 here, and we had 222 and 555. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 people on this card. Don't these people look like these people? Look at this. Look at these 2 people, and then look at these 2 people. Don't they look the same? I think they are the same. They have the same clothes and everything. So so that could be Epstein and Gerain. I'm not sure. Um, how did Virginia die exactly? I think she was in an accident. How did Virginia Guiffre die? She was hit by a school bus. I have no brakes. She was hit by a school bus. This is Virginia right here. I have no brakes. She was hit by a school bus. Or she hit a school bus. This elephant's weird because this elephant's sitting on their butt. Or maybe that's the bus. And there's someone climbing out of a hole. There's someone climbing out of a hole. I think she was hit by a bus, and then she went into the hospital and she got renal failure as she was healing or something. Hmm. Guiffre. There we go. Um, it said they said she passed of taking her own life, but she had a series of events happen to her before that happened, including being hit by a bus, getting her children taken away. Hmm. And look how this guy coming out of the ground. This guy coming out of the ground's like hands are touching the car, and it looks like he's working under her car. There's something about some kind of manipulation to her car or something. So, oh, she didn't, or it could be, I don't know, something like that. That's very interesting. The bus driver didn't even report it. She was hospital supposed kidney failure. That's right. Tell me more, Virginia. So she's telling us right now that there were people in the background that were definitely pulling the strings because she was pointing fingers at a certain family that would have, and she had information that would have laid them out, that would have taken everything from them. And so there's someone behind the scenes pulling strings. There's the same two people in this picture. There's something they missed. They thought that doing this, there's multiple things that they did to stop Virginia or to lead up to this or to make it, like I said, to make it seem like she would commit suicide. But she specifically said, if I die, I would never commit suicide. She specifically said that. Her father said that he believes that she would not have done that. Let's go on a safari. Let's go on a safari. Let's go on a safari. I have another elephant too. Elephant, elephant. What's the significance of an elephant? Let me look it up. Symbology of an elephant. Symbols of royalty. They are seen as symbols of royalty, but they're also seen as symbols of divinity, positive energy. But I was saying that there's something about royalty, about a royal lineage. Okay? This may go full circle to the lineage of Prince Andrew. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 animals looking right and 3 animals looking left and a lion looking forward. Let's go on safari. I don't know if she may have moved or went somewhere to like get away or to go to a new environment so she could reflect and help take action and accomplish something. She could have possibly, let's go on a safari, let's go do some kind of action and round up wild animals to something about what she knew, what she was gathering, some kind of intel she was gathering. She may have moved to like an isolated place, or went to an isolated place like in a safari, like some place that's, I don't know, like a farm, or I don't know, something with animals, to get together, to be able to self-reflect, to be able to assess her situation, because she was having things like go wrong all the time. She was getting sick. She was getting sick. She was having car problems. She was getting hit by a bus. I mean, Jesus. There's things that were going on. Someone was behind the scenes pulling the strings, making these things happen. I think Australia. Yeah, she could have moved to Australia or something. Doesn't this look like a man with a baby? Looks like a man with a baby to me. And there's ants here. Ants carrying out some kind of, they're carrying out the picnic basket. They're carrying out the goods. They're carrying out some kind of, uh, they're carrying out, excuse me, someone's affecting my throat chakra. Let me just send it some love. Mm. Someone's affecting my throat chakra. Doesn't this look like an adult with a child? That was the whole point of Virginia Giuffre's um, protest against these people, is that this family could possibly have, or this person could possibly have, um, relationships with underage people, or with, I mean, this looks like someone in a like they're dressed like a baby, but I don't want to talk about that. But there's something that was interrupted, something that she did that interrupted this. Um, Spirit said, what do they say? It's a shop of something that they built on a moldy foundation, something that they're connected to. That's um, what Virginia Giuffre was fighting for, to prevent, to stand up for people who are going through this. Um, their bread and butter's being taken away, their livelihoods being taken away, they're trying to clean up a mess. They're shocked that what they did is not stopping. That bed, yes, they made their bed, and now they gotta sleep in it. They're just a bed. The time has come. The winds are changing. You cannot stop. Okay. Virginia, are you saying that are you saying that the information that you were going to share is going to come out still? Yes. Yes, can't stop it. You have the answers, opening doors, access. Virginia, are you saying that the information that you had on these people was going to be damaging to them? Yes. Fitting it all into place, coming together, united. I, I can't make it up. I cannot make it up. Okay? Are you talking about the royal family? Are they going down for their transgressions? No. Not talking about the royal family? Are you talking about members of the royal family? Are you talking about certain members of the royal family? No. Misdirection, recalibrate your course. Oh. Are you talking about the elite? Are the elite trying to blame it on the royal family? Yes. Wow. They're trying to make them like the oh, pointing fingers. That's why he's pointing fingers. That's why he's pointing fingers. So the elite are trying to get some kind of scapegoat, possibly someone in the royal family or the royal family. Interesting. Ripe for the picking. Perfect timing. Get ready. That is fascinating. Fascinating. I'm fascinated. What else? Tell me more information. Tell me more. So, who is it that's involved then? So, I guess they're saying that the whole royal family isn't involved. It's just or whoever the elites are trying to place most of the direction towards the royal family. Really? Mm, let me see, let me see. Okay, what else? What else? Oh, they're messing up my throat, man. My bedroom. There's a bed in my bedroom. No one knows what goes on behind closed doors. Someone named Charlie could be involved. Telling the truth. Telling the truth. Mysterious, secretive, puzzling, strange. Oh shit! And I have right on top of fitting it all into place, coming together, united. So there could be someone else that they don't know about that's going to come forward, that they can't control, that someone that's not an energetic match to them, someone that they find mysterious, something that is happening behind closed doors. It's happening and they don't know who it is and they don't know how to get to them, and there's something about them not being an energetic match. So things that they're doing, something about a target, someone's telling the truth that they can't target, someone that's not an energetic match to what they do. There are two kinds of truth. There are real truths and there are made up truths. And this says Washington, D.C.
Spiritual portals.
There could possibly be, it says, ex-mayor. So someone in politics who's going to come out with the truth about something, or who's going to be an advocate, or who's going to, bring secrets out, or something like that. Someone who's knows what goes on behind closed doors. Someone else is coming out with the truth that they can't touch. It's a mystery to them who this person is, but they know that there's someone who has damning evidence. They could worldly, experienced, sophisticated, materialistic. This person can't be thwarted with monetary gain. They can't. They won't take bribes. They won't. They're very somebody. There's somebody in this energy that they cannot touch, that is a mystery to them, that is going to tell the truth, that knows what goes on behind closed doors. They're very sophisticated. They're very experienced. They don't accept materialistic bribes. They don't want money. They don't want money to be quiet. They could possibly be of high moral fiber. That's too many. Tell me more. That's what they're scared of. They're trying to pass the buck onto the royal family, and they were trying to get rid of people who knew the truth, and that's what they do. But they're starting to become hopeless, pessimistic, and downhearted because the wall's coming down. Adolf Hitler's last stand. Adolf Hitler's last stand, 1945. Yeah, these people, these elite people who have worked with these people, they crystal balls. A green app. I see a green apple card in your future. Yeah, they're trying to get
Chase.
chase. They're trying to trace. They're trying to chase what the future holds, but they can't get a clear reading of what's going to happen. They just keep getting told that there's somebody who knows the truth, who has evidence of truth that's going to come out, and but they're not being told when or where or who. And that's so funny because I just watched, I was watching videos of people talking about false spiritualists, and this specific woman who is very like irate about this. She gave me bad vibes, but she was like, if you find someone online who says they're psychic and they're giving a reading and they say, I don't know who this is for, but it's for someone, they're lying. Just very like generic, very opinionated. It wasn't like based in any kind of like factual, it's very like, okay, and what else? So that person clearly doesn't understand energy. So there's something here about these elite people use divination in some way, or they have a false spiritualist who is giving them false readings or something, and it could be blocked about who it is and when it's going to happen and how can stuff like that. Tibet, I told you, mountainous region of China and religious
Joyful.
enclave for a form of Buddhism called Lamaism, known as the roof of the world. And Spirit just said joyful, and it's above this
Messages.
truth teller. This person, whoever this person is, that's revealing truth, that has some kind of evidence of what these people do behind closed doors. They're in some kind of energy that they cannot be touched by this energy. And that's what I was saying in the beginning. That's what I was saying in the beginning. You cannot be affected by things that you're not a vibrational match for. So if someone's sending you, and we need to understand energy because we are in the age of Aquarius, and we're going to be, as time moves on, we're going to start integrating more of the feminine energy, which is more intuitive. It's more emotional. It's more fluid. It's more connected to source, and so you have to understand energy because you can be affected by things inadvertently just by not being aware of them. And if you know that you're being affected by someone else's energy and you can tell what's yours and what's not yours, then you can transmute it, or you can redirect it, or you can change the tide, you can change the winds. So there's somebody who has reached some level of
Want to speak.
enlightenment that doesn't match this energy. So they're getting readings on how and who this person is and how they can change it for their future, but Spirit says you shouldn't be doing that because anybody who's telling you future events or timelines, just get them out of your life because you have such a gentle and beautiful energy. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. And and your hair is amazing. Well, thank you. I appreciate you being here. Um, Spirit doesn't want you to use divination to predict the future because when you do that, there's so many possibilities that you could read, and you could also, if you're not a advanced person of discernment, you can project your own things into the reading. So there's some kind of um, crystal balls that they're, I don't know if they have people that read for them, or but they're reading it wrong, or what they're reading does not have details for what they need to know, something like that. Because this person is protected. This person isn't a match to this energy's vibe. So that's why Virginia Guiffre says, "Who's your daddy now? Wait and see. Who wants to be my daddy now?" You know, you wanted to do this sick shit and you ruined lives and you took away children's innocence, and you want me to call you daddy like a weird sicko, and you know but now the winds are changing because you thought that you could predict the future. They did something based on some kind of readings they got, which we highly recommend you don't do that. Beethoven, German composer. There's two references to Germany. German composer considered one of the greatest of the Western world. Beethoven. So there's two dualities playing out right here. A balancing act. Berlin, Hitler, and then Beethoven. There's Beethoven um was a great part of Germany, but Hitler not so much. There's something that's balancing out here. Something mysterious, something they can't foresee, something they can't look at. That's why they're shitting their pants right now, because they thought they stopped or thwarted someone who could reveal truth, but it was the wrong person. They got rid of the wrong person. 5-5 right now. 5-5.
I've had a long life.
And Virginia Giuffre died
Yes, I have.
on 5/25. Oh wait, April 25th, 2025. Okay, bubblegum. Crack it, snap it, pop it, and blow it. Something about them blowing bubbles and not getting a good bubble. Something about them, they thought they were protected, or this person that they're trying to target, because they thought they got rid of the person who could out them, but now there's another person that's mysteriously like in a bubble, like they can't crack it, snap it, pop it, or blow it, and some kind of protection that they can't go past. It's useless next to hopeless. Yeah, it's ineffective. It's not working. The things they do to try to stop this person's not working. My high school prom. As if adolescence isn't awkward and painful enough. Yeah, yep. Something about taking hope from adolescence, from taking innocence. They can't stop whatever root beer floats. Actually, it's ice cream that floats. Over Hitler. And I'm hearing we all float down here. So, you know, the world elite who are part of these rings, you know, Virginia Giuffre was part of that.
Epitaph.
Was part of that. And we have to remember that just because it's not happening to us, it's happening to a lot of people. And you should count your blessings that you are not involved in this. And we all float down here. They're going to all be being together, or something about them across the world is about to be shown. Um, how to float, or something about rising above. There's people they are trying to stop that are rising above, something like that. That are rising to the top. That are people that they may have tried to hold down or keep from. It kind of reminds me of this the birds in this card with their heads down. Yeah, there's definitely something coming. Someone's coming out. Someone who knows what happens behind closed doors. There could be Clark Gable. There could be, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Yeah, there could be actors and actresses that are going to come forward, politicians. There could be like too many. They're focusing on one person. Um, they're spirited. I cannot make it up. They're focusing on one person because they keep getting false readings that I don't know if the reader's reading wrong or they're just being given the wrong information by spirit to redirect them because it's a new because there's more of us who are asking for the truth to be revealed. And so there's more of us who are remembering our divinity, who are becoming more in their spirited, and so they think their readings that they're getting keep focusing on one person, but it's not one person. It's a multitude of people who are coming forward, and some of the people who are coming forward are protected in a bubble because they're not matching the energy that they're projecting. Now, Virginia Guiffre, are you saying that you were matching the energy that they were sending you? Are you saying that they got you because you matched their energy? Yes. Yes. Insight and wisdom guides your choice. Yes. Because she got when you're in a fear mentality, when bad things start happening to you and you focus on the bad things, you become a direct match to that energy, and that's one way that they target you. And when I say they, it could even come down to the hater at work that doesn't like you and they constantly have you in their mouth and talk about you all the time negatively. That's an energy because their thoughts and their projections are like energetic darts to your field. And if you start feeling, things are happening in your life, because things are going to happen in your life no matter what. That's why we come here. We come here to have the contrast, to know what it feels like to be able to choose, to have free will to choose in any given situation you're in, even if it's bad. You don't come here to have a perfect life. You come here to be imperfect. You're perfectly imperfect. Okay, we say that all the time. And so in Virginia Giuffre's situation is that she allowed the things that were happening to her to put her in a fear state, in a fear energy. And that's what it was meant to do. Unfortunate fall, and that's what it was meant to do. And so, because she allowed it and she wasn't aware that she could transmute that energy and change it, it kept hitting her and hitting her. And that's why she kept having all these things happen to her, because they needed her to be in a place where she looked crazy, where she would take her own life. But she specifically said, if I die, I didn't commit suicide. But then, our question is, well, then how would they do these things? And Spirit said in the beginning, rituals. There's things that they don't tell you, because if they told you that they did these things, it wouldn't work, because awareness stops it from working. When you have awareness that people do these things, that thoughts can be ritualistic. If someone has is planning and they're talking and they're making actions and they're participating, it's all energy, and it gets funneled to the person that they're targeting. And when certain things start happening to you, like getting your children taken away or getting hit by a bus, and you are not aware that you can transmute those situations, you will continue to have things that match it, and it will affect you. But on the other hand, there are people, or there is someone who's going to come out who is immune to this energy. That means that whoever this person is protected, because their thoughts and their energy and their actions are not in fear based. They're in love. Whatever they're going through, they find love in whatever they're going through. And so they're wondering why nothing affects this person, and that's why. Because this world is about energy. I'm telling ya. I'm telling ya. I wouldn't make it up. Is this world about energy, Spirit? Is this world about energy? Yes. Your dreams take flight, fluttering around you. Yes. Okay. So, what else do you want us to know, Virginia? So, she's laughing from beyond, because she's like, who's your daddy now? Wait and see. The winds are still changing. You got rid of me, but there's still more to come, because there's something that's coming out that they can't stop. So she's laughing. Good for you, honey. What else do you want us to know? What else do you want us to know? So we can wrap this up. Love me. Oh. Oh. Love me. These people these people took away her ability to love herself. They took a lot of things from her. And I'm not saying that it's not hard when you deal with this level of trauma. Of course, she just wanted to be accepted. She just wanted to be loved. And because she couldn't love herself, because they took that away from her, look at the pink hat is taken off. So she's Puss in Boots. The pink. It allowed her to be susceptible to negative energy that affected many parts of her life. Her marriage, her kids got taken away. She got hit by a bus. She possibly had some kind of opiate addiction because she got hit by a bus. Like, there's multiple things that were affecting her that she could not get herself out of, because fundamentally what it comes down to is love. It comes down to love. And that might sound cheesy, and that might sound like, oversimplifying it, but it's true. The only true energy is love, and everything else is a distortion of that. So we come here forgetting, we get the veil of forgetfulness when we forget where we came from, but we come here so we can see how long it takes to remember who we actually are and how the universe actually works. And unfortunately, her trauma didn't allow her to see beyond what she went through. Vision. It didn't allow her to have a vision of of being more. She couldn't get out of it. Okay, so she just wants us to know that she wanted, if she could only love herself, it would have changed. It would have redirected the situation. Now is not the time. Please give me time. I've never felt this way before. Yeah. It was always, her healing was always, no, not now. When this happens, then I'll heal, or when this happens, then I'll be happy, or when I get these people caught, then I'll be happy. That's what she was thinking. Um, and so it was always like, I'm not happy now, but once I take these people down, then we'll see. It was always like, instead of being happy now and loving and learning how to re-love herself now, she couldn't take the time, because she couldn't see past what these people did to her. And I'm not saying that that's an easy road at all. I'm not saying that. But it is possible. She allowed herself to focus on the bad things instead of focusing on her blessings. And because she did that, she was a direct reflection of what she went through. That whatever's happening around you is a reflection of what's happening within you. And because she was not working on loving herself or getting herself to a place to be happy now, she was always saying, when I advocate for people who go through this, then I'll be happy. When I get these people to go down, then I'll be happy. When I tell everybody about this, then I'll be able to relax. And that's just not the way it works. You have to be happy first. You have to work on yourself first, and then those things will start to follow, because you will be clearing your field, so that way you match your divine energy again. When you have all these things, traumas and negative thoughts muddied on your field, it prevents you from seeing clearly. It prevents you from receiving. It prevents you from being a match to divine energy. And so you are a match to things that have that energy, and you have things that happen in your life that keep you in like a cycle, in a loop. And so if for her it was always like, now's not the time. Now's not the time for me to heal, and I have to keep moving. I have to keep advocating. There's people out there who are being hurt every day like I did. I have to keep going. And she never stopped, you know? So that's what she wants us to know. I'm too afraid to talk to you. Yeah, I need time for me. Yeah, happiness is my priority. Why you are so beautiful? Why do you need me? Yeah. She sees now in retrospect that she should have put her happiness first. She thought that by chasing this vision of taking these people down and pointing the finger, and that she would get some kind of solace, that she would get some kind of relief. And that's not what happened. It just made her a match to that energy to affect her. And it started affecting all of her fears were coming true. All of her fears. So, oh, thank you so much, Virginia. Thank you so much. I had a lot of pushback from reading this energy, but I did some protection and some prayers, and it came through. So I'm very grateful. I hope that this lesson is helpful for somebody out there, and I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.